Hey, what's good, homies? I had a patron ask me a question about how do you tell the difference between a virgin and a non-virgin? And if you have a virgin, is she worthy of the extra attention, extra consideration, extra effort, extra energy? Now, to be perfectly honest with you, we live in a very terrible world where that has to be questioned. See, what you got to understand is this. Women believe that they can erase their past. She believes that when she meets you, you shouldn't care about how many men she's been with. And technically speaking, you don't care about how many men she's been with. You care about how those men's energy have engaged with her energy and turned her energy into something that is off-putting for you as a man. Not all women deserve to be treated like has-beens, like afterthoughts. If you are blessed enough, and I do say blessed, to come across a virgin, man, you had better receive that for the blessing that it is. We talk about all the energies that these women embody. We talk about all of the different men that these women have engaged with, all the different relationship histories they have that shape their outlook on relationships. See, it's less about the sex, even though that matters, than it is about the relationship experiences. If you've been in 5 relationships and they all failed, you have a negative outlook on relationships, shawty. And if your outlook on relationships is negative, that means that I got to try to win you over to view me as a positive man and view our relationship as positive. I've come across women who had one negative relationship and it's caused them the same way. I've come across young chicks who had been in any serious relationships besides the one they had with their father, and it was bad. What we're talking about is her relationship history is more important than her sexual history if you want to talk about being in a relationship. If you want to talk about the possibilities and prospects of developing a positive, fulfilling, long-term relationship with the woman, then you're going to have to take her relationship experiences into consideration. Because it's not just the energy that she exchanges with these men or the imprintation and all of these things. That's one thing. But her psychological outlook on relationships, her emotional outlook on relationships. There are some women who've been hurt so bad in a previous relationship that they can't give you anything. So how can you look at a woman who only has one body, only has been with one man, and say she's better than a woman who's been with 5, when a woman who's been with 5 still holds out hope that romance is real and that if she just does what she's supposed to do, then she'll find her knight in shining armor, Prince Charming, to come along and treat her the way a good girl is supposed to be treated. There are women who cycle in and out of relationships because they're actually looking for love. There are other women who cycle in and out of relationships because they're actually victims of their own lust. And if you find me 2 women and they both been in the same amount of relationships, then you have to look at something else to gauge them by. So I say you look at the psychological effect of a woman first. You look at the psychological effect that her relationships has had on her first. And if a woman is a virgin, you don't have to worry about either one of those things. Just think about it. If a woman has not been imprinted by any man, technically speaking, a woman cannot be in a serious relationship if she has not had sex with anyone. That is not a serious relationship. A relationship does not become serious until 2 people engage sexually and have that spirit energy exchange. That's when it becomes real. That's why in biblical times, sex consecrated marriage. Every woman you married was a virgin, or she had only been with one man. Once a woman is divorced, the more divorces a woman has, and we're not talking about legal divorces. We're talking about at the point, if a man and woman live together like a husband and wife, and they are sexually active and they sleep in the same bed, and whether they have children or not, they are husband and wife. To me, it is elementary that we value a woman who doesn't have that experience. If everything she does relationship-wise and sexually is her first time with you, you have no choice but to elevate that woman to a higher pedestal than the other women in the world. That's just the bottom line. Let me tell you something. I'll take a fat virgin over a fine chick that's been with 5 men and 5 relationships. Really, I'll take an overweight virgin over all of that. Because with me, I'm looking at it from a spiritual perspective and an emotional perspective. There is a lot of extra stuff that comes along with a woman who's been involved with other men already. And see, the thing is, women don't understand that. They don't understand the flaws and scars that they develop from their previous relationships. From their previous relationships turning out badly. From their previous relationships, just say a woman been in an abusive relationship. Her thing may be this: the next man who raises his voice at her, she gonna kill him. And what if you're that man? Now here you are, have a woman who, regardless of what she says or does, she has made up her mind that the next man who says anything to her or does anything to her in a threatening manner, she's gonna kill him. So you raise your voice at her one time and you don't wake up the next morning. That's all eliminated if you are blessed enough to meet a woman, find a wife, find a virgin. You have been blessed, my brother. The Most High has looked on you favorably. He has shown you great favor, and you have found much grace in his sight. The bottom line is this, man. If a woman has not been touched by another man, she is a prize to the man who touches her first. If a woman has not been engaged in any emotional connection with any other man, she is a prize to the man who engages with her emotionally first. If a woman has not been led or misled spiritually by any other man, she is a prize to the man who has the opportunity to guide her spiritually first. If a woman has no idea, just questions about what it actually feels like to have an orgasm. Now, don't get me wrong, there are some women who've been having sex their whole life, don't know what that feels like, and that's a terrible thing. But a lot of times it's because of her psychological background. There are a lot of women who have a hard time achieving an orgasm because of psychological damage that they've suffered. There are many women who were taken advantage of when they were younger or even when they were grown. You find me a woman that's been assaulted, she may have a problem even becoming engaged in sex enough to get that aroused. Sex may hurt her for the rest of her life or until she gets some psychological help. My point in all of this, I'm not knocking any of these women because we've all gone through things. We all have our crosses to bear. We all have our negative energies to rid ourselves of. We all have things that we need to ingratiate ourselves to the Most High to be helped delivered from. The bottom line is there is a difference. Just like there's a difference between a broke man and a man with money. A woman will be with a paid man who's not very attractive before she'll be with a broke man who's attractive. Now, she may engage sexually with the broke man who's attractive, but if a woman is thinking about building a future, she is not looking to build a future with an attractive man who has no money. She is not looking to have children with an attractive man who has no money. Not if she's a smart girl. She is looking to preserve her life, her lifestyle, and the future lifestyle of her children. That's what she's looking to do. And the same thing, deep down inside, all of us men wish we could find a virgin. All of us men would love to have a virgin. Even us men who are psychologically damaged. Even us men who have no trust in women. Even us men who think all women are like that. It doesn't matter. All of us would change our tune. And at the very least, if you're a woman differently, if she was indeed a virgin. Now, I'm not saying that there are no quality women, psychologically and emotionally and mentally and financially, who have been with me. There are some quality women in all phases of life. I've been dealing with quality women my entire life, and they have different backgrounds, different sexual backgrounds. I've been with women who have only been with one man. I've been with women who've only been with two men. I've actually had a couple of virgins, but I called them. I was too young and dumb, mentally, emotionally, too young and dumb to know what was popping with it. I still had issues that I had to work through, but if I come across one right now, I know exactly what to do. You know what I'm saying? You let a virgin fall in my lap. You know what I'm saying? You let me be out here getting on my grind, man, and find a virgin, brother. Everything I tell y'all about is going to change. You know what I'm saying? Not because I'm changing, but because there's a woman who's worthy of doing things differently. You know, I'm very strict about mine. And if a woman shows loyalty to me, if a woman shows dedication, then I'm going to pedestalize her above all other women, that I don't know. I'm going to refer to her as my woman.
Alphas up, betas down, it's the motto. Simps claiming that they pimps, but they not though. motto. Tricks acting like they max, but they not though. Alpha sub, betas down, it's the motto.